Okay, welcome back to opinionsarefree.com. It's a site where you can leave your opinion on many, many very topics. And I really don't care what your opinion is. I just care that you have an opinion. So leave your opinion. Do not leave a link to someone else's opinion. I don't want to know what other people think. I want to know what you think about whatever topic you pick. And I want to talk to you a bit about Syria. Go back a week and we have the conflicts in Ukraine, conflicts in the Middle East. In the Middle East, things slowly seem to be settling down just a bit. And I'm not trying to take sides. I'm just trying to make a point that they were looking towards ceasefires between certain factions, not everyone. And then all of a sudden, a rebel group just walks into Syria and pushes out the president. Now, Assad was not a sweetheart, but he kept the place together, much like Gaddafi did, and much like, what's his name, the guy from Iraq did. They kept the countries together, and they were brutal. They weren't particularly friendly towards political opponents, but again, they kept the country together. Now we have a group that has pushed out the Syrian president, ruler, dictator, whatever you want to call him, and is going to promise to bring some kind of elected democracy, if you want to call it that, into the country. So we're going to have to see what happens over the next few weeks, whether or not these groups are going to start to infight, because it's not just one group, but it's a number of groups put together. And many of these guys are remnants of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. So again, the question is, what are the motives of each individual facet of this bigger group? Is this kind of like a Trojan horse where somebody walks in peacefully and promises to bring peace to a region and then starts to impose their particular views on the country? And there are so many people trying to jockey into position here. You've got Erdogan from Turkey, who's going to benefit on one hand, because if they do build a pipeline, it'll be to his benefit. Although I think this is the same pipeline that Assad did not want to convey to the British and American builders, and suddenly, he's gone. Maybe there's something there. Look into it if you want. But the main point I want to make is not about whatever has been hiding under the bed in the past, what kind of skullduggery has been going on. And frankly, I don't trust the American or the British when it comes to the geopolitical moves in the Middle East, because we know that they've all been self-interested in any case. It all comes down to oil. But I'm talking specifically about the people of Syria. Will they find peace, or will they simply be crushed under another foot? Will this enigmatic leader of that group that renamed itself, because no one wants ISIS, no one wants Al-Qaeda, will he bring peace to that area, or will it be a false peace that is going to be forced upon him? And also, if it is a group that is based on the beliefs of ISIS, will they bring a stronger type of tyranny into Syria? Now, for the most part, Syria, they were very accommodating to most religious groups. You were able to follow your faith as long as you didn't break the law or say anything bad against the ruling party. I don't know if that's going to be the case. So we're going to have to see what happens in a few weeks, in a few months. It could be that this move that is being heralded as a welcoming change for the Syrian people, it could be that it's just another type of oppression. I'm hoping it isn't, because that area has been in turmoil for far too long. And you're going to have your opinions and reasons as to why. Indicate those as well. But just leave your opinions regarding whether or not this rebel group, and when you say rebel, you always think of the underdog, and you know how it is in the West, we always want to root for the underdog, right? Doesn't mean the underdogs are the best group available, or the most honest, or the most forthcoming in their intentions. It could just well be that they're just a group of rebels that want to take over. And what's happened to countries like Libya? What's happened to certain countries in the Africas where the rebel groups want to impose their views? Do not tell me that they're trying to push democracy in those areas. That's just not true. Anyways, leave your opinion, opinionsarefree.com. Don't leave a link to anyone else's opinions or articles. I just don't care. I want to know what your opinion is. You don't have to identify yourself apart from saying, your first name, maybe last initial if you want to, and your geographic area. So if you're Jane from Jamaica, that's fine. If you just give me an arbitrary A, B, C, D, E, F, G identification, I'm going to wipe it out completely. All right? And do not post any threats against anyone who has a different opinion than yours. All right? opinionsarefree.com, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye. Welcome back to opinionsarefree.com. Well, actually, we never left because I wanted to add this to my previous video on the situation in Syria. So let me ask you a question. Is this fellow, and I hope I pronounce his name properly, Abu Mohammed al-Golani, the new Syrian leader, or the leader of the rebels in any case, is this guy the rider on the white horse that brings peace to a region? I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you to get all biblical on me. I'm just not trying to make this into a discussion about biblical events. If you believe in it, great. If you don't believe in it, great. I'm just saying that if we look at Revelation, and there are certain things that happen in there, someone who brings peace into the region, riding a white horse, and that person who brings peace then turns around and does terrible things after a certain period of time. So let's see what happens in the next few weeks, next few months of this individual talks of peace, proposes peace to the region, and somehow it manages to establish peace. And we'll look at that and say, that's terrific, that's great. But in 3.5 years, if that suddenly changes, then we'll know what path that part of the world is on and what the world is on itself. Now, some of you have absolutely no belief whatsoever in anything biblical, and that's fine. So it doesn't matter what happens. You'll always say that it's just coincidence. Others will be on the other extreme side and will look at every single thing as a sign and try to put the plots together. I don't think either extreme is really particularly useful, because if you're a non-believer, it'd be kind of arrogant for you to assume that everything that you believe in is correct. And if you're a fervent believer, it's also arrogant to assume that you know what's going on, because you don't. All right, so all you can really do is keep your eyes open and hope that you can understand what's going on in this world, and lead your family in a manner that is going to be better for them and better for you. But again, the question is this person the false prophet that is described in the biblical text, Revelation, the Jewish text, but also the proper prophet in the Muslim text, because they are opposing forces. Okay? All right. So anyways, hope you're doing well. Leave your opinion, opinionsarefree.com, and have yourself a great day.